Yeah, it's just like this whole, all these, because jiu-jitsu is so popular now, it's become like a financial thing,
Mhm.
so it's become, the whole machine has become like financially motivated. Not all the time, not often, but I mean, not all associations are like that, but a lot of them are, trying to sell certificates, trying to sell black belt stripes and stuff like that, trying to sell belts, and yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. Like I was in a school where there was no stripes. I never got stripes. I never had any
Mhm.
stripes. I didn't like it was just training hard and just wanting to get better. If somebody would say, "Oh, you should be already a purple belt. You should be a blue belt already." The attitude was, "No, I don't. I just want to get better. I just want to improve. This is not the belt. And that's kind of like the culture that I was brought up like with through Hickson and all like John Jock and Mark Lehman and Max Vinis. It was never about the belt. It was always trying to get better. And if somebody would say, "Hey, you should already be that kind of belt level. You should already have that promoted." Like, but it was always the attitude was always, like never didn't want to don't I don't care about the belt. I just want to get better. That was always the attitude. And I think that's the way to do it. To if you want to get progress, that should be the attitude. And the belt is just a side product. It's just a symbol that okay, that's kind of your level of as far as your progress. But the belt doesn't mean anything because I've seen white belts defeat black belts. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
so. It's just trying to get better and every to their relative to their skill set. So yeah, I never was in any stripe type of system, and I was never in a system where it was based on time. It was more like your advancement, to get to the belt. Some progress faster, some progress slower. But if you're a black belt for 5 years, 6, 7 years, that's it. It doesn't really matter. Like eventually, if you're starting to being able to tap purple belts, um, then you're probably getting close to getting a purple belt. Or if you're tapping black belts, you're probably getting closer to getting black belt. But if you're not, then probably not yet. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I understand like that stripes can motivate you to
Yeah.
continue to train, but I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah, yeah.
use the stripes. I don't want to use the stripes as a financial tool to keep the student coming back. I don't
Oh,
want to do
okay.
that. Which a lot of nowadays, because it has been commercialized, that's often the case that a lot of schools use belts and stripes as a commercial tool to have the student come back and keep on paying class. You it's human nature. It's human nature where you give a little brownie stripe on the shoulder. Like when a little kid goes to school and they get a little dolphin pin. Look, I got a little dolphin pin, and they keep on coming because they're getting more dolphin pins. It's like human nature to do that. So I try not to give stripes and belts based on that, based on attendance. I give it based on their performance relative to their own skill level. They don't have to compete if they don't want to. I encourage, but they don't have to. Um, but they just need to keep on progressing. And if they're not progressing, it's my fault. That means I need to deliver the message in a different way to that particular student so they
Oh,
can
okay.
progress. And everybody's different. Everybody has their different limitations. So not everybody's gonna become world champion or become
Yeah.
even close to there. But doesn't mean they can't achieve their black belt. Doesn't mean that. So um, I try to motivate my students to just try to keep on getting better. And the side product is they'll get promoted eventually, but they're not focused on that. So a lot of my students, they don't focus on the belts at all. A lot of them don't care about the belts. They just want to get better. And I think that's the best attitude to have to keep on progressing, and not think about the belt at all. Um,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um, I think that's the way to approach it the best way. So, but nowadays, everything is a like even if I give stripes now, I give it very casual.
Rarely.
I don't. Sometimes I just put the stripe on the student when he doesn't know, when the belt's laying on the floor and they're somewhere else. I don't really make an official. I don't make an official ceremony for stripes. Okay, when it's a belt, of course, when it's a belt, then I congratulate everybody. Congratulates the student, right? But we don't do any belt, how do you call that when they're belt whipping. I don't really do that. We haven't.
Oh, you don't
we've
do
done
that.
that. Yeah, we haven't done that. But yeah, I mean, I think the belt shouldn't be the focus. It should not be the focus. It should be just you trying to progress and refine and get better and more efficient. And that's the goal, you know. So it doesn't matter what belt. Even if you have your black belt, that's the, you know, you want to continue. It's almost the beginning, you know. I think when I got my black belt 12 years ago, and compared to me now, I think I am so much better than when I was, you know, 2008. Of course, when I was in 2008, when I got my black, I was much younger, so that means I was stronger, I was faster, I had more power. But now I'm just way more efficient, more refined as far as positioning and defense as well, and connection and weight distribution. It's you couldn't even compare. Like I would think I would kick my butt like 2008 now.
Yeah, of course.